So welcome everybody. This is step 1, which is getting access to the application. Thanks for being part of the pilot project. I'm going to start off with something relatively easy. I want everybody to open Microsoft Internet Explorer and go to yammer.com. If you frequently use Yammer at Conduent, you're already familiar and set up. That's fine. I'm going to do it as you hopefully do it. We did learn this morning that Internet Explorer is it might be the required browser for this application. We found out that Chrome definitely does not work. I'm not sure about the other browsers at this point, but for right now, we're going to start off easy.
Actually, I can confirm that Chrome works. I'm in Chrome right now.
Well, but does it work? I don't know that it works for Hyperion Planning.
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah, I think that doesn't work. Yeah, I have to go into IE to do what I need to do.
And we learned this morning a few people who never use IE. The first time you go to use it in a while, it downloads updates. It's real slow. So you want to basically activate your Internet Explorer. But for the moment, kind of to warm up, I want everybody to go to yammer.com. And when you go to yammer.com, your login is your Conduent email and your Conduent password. So the nice thing about Conduent's Yammer environment is you don't need to remember a fancy link. Yammer is smart enough to take you to the Conduent environment. So go into yammer.com and you'll be at the main page. What we want you to do, you probably should all see a group over here. Now this is personal to the person, so I've got several groups, but you should see one called Driver-Based Planning. And the reason I'm spending the time to make sure everybody can do this is we will post additional training, materials, and files on this site. It's also a good place to make a comment, so or ask a technical question. There are other people that are going to be helping besides me, and you can certainly send me an email or call me. But this way, we collaborate a little bit. So how are folks doing out there? Are you guys finding the driver-based planning group?
Yeah, I found it. Yes.
Now I'll give a little shout out to Yammer. I mean, it is Facebook for work, but there's some social stuff on here, and there's also some good technical stuff. This white box up here is a very quick search. So if I type in soccer, I'll find a lot of information about that. And you may have seen lately there's several groups regarding the hurricane. I also support SBASE for Brian Kinsey's team, and we have another support group for that. But this group that you guys are in, Driver-Based Planning, is private. So only our group members can see what's going on, because this is a pilot. Okay, so now that you guys have gotten here, that's great. You have access to our support library, and we're going to add to this. So today we're going to talk about step 1 and step 2. This step 0 is a wonderful background document. We'll talk more about that later. It was put together in June. It's also known as the Compendium. A lot behind the philosophy and theory of driver-based forecasting. Okay, so let's get back on track with the agenda. And if you have a question, just shout it out. There aren't that many people on this call, and we can make this, customize it to your needs. All right, so we talked about Yammer, and you're all pretty much good to go there. Requesting a user ID, I've already set up your user IDs, so you're good there as well. Down the road, we'll need to show there's approval for everybody's ID. So if a coworker, you want them in planning, we'll need to get an email from either the sector finance lead or the general manager of the category of the Cat 10 organization. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, because you guys all have working IDs. Jonathan, yours should be. I'm not sure about yours, but we'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
We're going to try to connect to the server. You can try this URL in Internet Explorer. And if your office is behind a firewall, you'll be fine. If you're at home, you'll need to launch a VPN application. Is there anybody on the phone who doesn't know what a VPN is or has never used VPN software at Conduent?
I have one, but unfortunately I have a new computer and it's not set up yet, so I won't be able to check this on this call, but I'll do so on Monday.
But you've used this before, so does this software look familiar to you, what's on the screen here? Yeah. I know for sure the Dallas configuration works. So I'm going to tell people that's your standard. And if you've never used it, but it's on your machine, it might be working. You just click on Dallas and you put in your Win ID and your password. If you have trouble with that, just let me know and we'll figure it out together. There is no one answer to these connectivity challenges.
Hey, Steve, the link, is that on Yammer somewhere, or can you share that with us?
Thank you. You know what? That's the other reason I was encouraging people to go to Yammer, because we have the link pinned here. The link could change. Once you get into it once, you could certainly make it a favorite. But yeah, go to the Yammer homepage and click here. Thanks for reminding me. So I'm going to click it myself. You'll see what should happen. If you come up here to New Jersey, our headquarters is behind the firewall, so you don't need VPN here. So that's the workaround if we have trouble getting you in from your office. You need to come to New Jersey.
Or come to Germantown. It works over there as well.
That's good to know. So has anybody gotten this far? I know Rose has because she uses Oracle Hyperion. Okay, if you get this far, go ahead and put in your Win ID and password.
Hey, Steve, I'm in the whole way.
Awesome.
And Dallas works, Tarrytown does not.
Okay.
I have two VPNs. So Dallas works and Tarrytown did not.
Well, that's good to know.
Even Stephen, I had one issue with the Dallas VPN. It didn't work for me, and I had to use the Cisco AnyConnect, and it worked on that.
Oh, who is this speaking?
I'm Purnendu.
Purnendu. That's good because Denise Sorensen has AnyConnect, and it wasn't working for her.
Yeah, it worked for me too.
Hey, Stephen, this is Jeff Eshme. To get the VPN, who do we need to? Do we have to request it from IT, I'm assuming? But is there a rush ID we can ask for, or what?
Well, it's really just getting the software installed. I'm going to swing my presentation to my other screen just so you can check. A lot of our PCs have this. If you have the software, you probably have a user ID that works. So give me a second.
Yeah,
here.
I can't get to the link, so I've already tried.
Okay.
I don't know if everyone else is having the same issue, but I can't get to it.
Okay. On your PC, if you click the Start bar, look to see under Programs if you have a Cisco folder. It may be there and maybe you've never used it.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so we'll get you.
Steve, Steve, this is Eunice. I think I'm having a different issue with the VPN. Like I have the software, but when I put my password, it just gives me an empty return of the password. Like it doesn't go through. So I don't know if that needs to be reset or.
Okay. I'm just making a list of notes here, and I'll follow up with you guys. So, Jeff, we have to get you the software. And Eunice,
and I didn't know, Stephen, it would be easier because I know in SharePoint you can actually share out files. Would it be easier if you just sent it to the distro and put it on your SharePoint, and then we can all just get to it that way? If all we're trying to do is download the software, or we can't do it that way.
It can be done. I personally don't have the software, so I'll find it and get it, and we'll take care of it.
Okay.
So, Steve, by the way, this is Eunice again. I tried Oracle this morning at the office, and it worked. So I did all the steps. So for me, the access was at the office was fine. If I tried to play with the VPN, this is where I'm having an issue.
Okay. Well, we have a very diverse, technical environment, so that's why I'm having this session just on getting connected. We'll figure it out. Okay, so those of you who've gotten to the Oracle splash screen and put in your WinID and password, you'll get something that looks like this. And I'm just, because I'm recording this, I'm going to go through it. The first thing we want to do, this is a one-time preference setting.
Hey, Steve, I think you're sharing your...
Oops, you're right. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Okay, I'll do that again. So this is the splash screen we expect you to get to. And you come up here and click File and Preferences. And then the financial reporting icon. And the default here is off. You just click this to on. It's called the user point of view, and say OK, and that's it. You'll never have to do that again. The second thing, a lot more important, is you need to install an application called SmartView. It's actually an Excel add-in, and many people, especially in finance, have already done this. This add-in can be used with our existing Essbase databases. It's required for the Hyperion Planning Essbase database. So I'll help you guys with that. But if you get this far, it's literally, you just click it, and it's as if we were launching a file from SharePoint. You just take the defaults, save, run, yes, yes, okay, that kind of thing. I've already installed it, so I'm not going to do it again. And then once you've installed SmartView, the last step is to actually configure it, and we have the detailed step-by-step instructions here. Step 2, installing SmartView. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here. So it literally goes from the beginning. You have to hit the browser. It talks about clicking Tools, install SmartView, take the defaults, and then you're going to open Excel. And there's one very important step after you open Excel. You basically have to tell it our server address. And that's what this step is. It's relatively easy. And once you've done that, and anybody who's playing along, on this call, will test that you can actually get to the server via Excel. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to open Excel. So after you've installed SmartView, you'll see a SmartView tab. And I did this about a month ago, so I don't remember the exact, I don't remember it being difficult at all. But once you come in here, you then have to go into Options and basically just paste our server name here and hit OK. That's it. And then after you've done that, and we'll go over this, I'll have some additional communications on this topic. I'm going to connect to I'm going to show you what it looks like to actually connect to the server. Using the SmartView interface. So again, it's WinID. So if you get to this point, this is where we have to get to actually use this application. So I see a lot more than you will see, but this is the user process to run a forecast. Okay, so I've covered a lot. This is all about connectivity, and you're probably wondering why we've connected two different ways. So one way to connect into the application is via the browser. Everything is fully functional via the browser. The other way to connect is via Excel. And I believe everything is fully functional via Excel. There's advantages to one over the other. They both need, the VPN. They both use your WinID and your normal password. But most of our work, most of your work will be here in Excel. And that was my goal for today. I'm going to pause the recording for a moment and can take any additional questions or commentary.
I think it makes sense to me, Stephen. So.
Okay. So really, connectivity is a bit of a challenge, so that's the goal for today. Those of you in finance roles who maybe use Essbase, you can also access our ASO conduit cubes via this interface. SmartView is just the newest version of the Excel add-ins. So there you go. Okay. So over the next couple days, my goal is to get all you guys, into the application, and then we're going to start next week actually using the application. This is a pilot effort. Your feedback, your comments, your reactions are critical. I've been in this application for a bit now, so I may be forgetting some of the things that maybe threw me off in the beginning. So we want to make this transition to production, as easy as possible for the rest of the company. Any other questions or comments?
So for the access piece and stuff, just to make sure I'm clear, how are we working that?
Well, your user IDs in the application have been set up. So the goal is to get here, what you're looking at. What's preventing you from getting to here is either VPN, basically VPN access, not working for you. So Jeff, I will find out how we're supposed to get VPN software.
And then we'll probably need usernames and passwords, I'm assuming, to get in.
Yeah, and actually, if you ever use Americas, that means your VPN will work.
Okay.
So I'm pretty confident most employees at Conduent these days actually have an ID that works. That's the
Don't you need a soft token or hard token though, as well?
When I go ahead.
There is no token required. There is no token required for Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, if you use what was it called? The old Buck VPN. Yes, there's tokens. But yeah, I just put in my WinID and password.
Is there a new VPN? I didn't realize.
I don't know if it's new. Does your VPN software look like what's on my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see Dallas as one of your choices?
I only have Terrytown.
Okay, I can email you a file. I'll do that right now.
Okay.
Folks might find this a little bit interesting. Let's see. It's a very small configuration file that you just import. Let's see. Okay, so see this email that went to, I'm going to forward it to you guys. Let's see, who is that speaking?
John Matheny.
Okay, Jonathan Matheny. Okay. So basically all you have to do is put that file in this directory that's on my screen, and Dallas will show up as another choice.
Okay, great. Different password or same info I'd normally type in?
It should be your WinID and your enterprise password.
Okay.
But
Hey, Stephen, can you show the VPN you're accessing? Are you going through a VPN?
at the moment, no, because I'm in Florham Park, which is behind the firewall, but this is the application I would use from home or another office maybe.
I can't see it, so I'm not quite sure. You're just downloading the Cisco VPN? And then typically you need an IP or what have you to set up so we can access it with our Americas account. So,
Steve, you're still showing your Smart View screen. It's not the VPN screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Stephen, I can download the Cisco Anywhere VPN client, but we're going to need a domain or an IP or something to connect to. So when we put in our Americas username and password, it accesses the right spot. Or else all we're going to do is spin our wheels.
That's
right.
what he just sent me, I think.
Jeff, you see them in the middle, under the host column, ACS Dallas VPN, acsonline.com. That's the address.
Can you just send this VPN out to us then? You can send it as a card. Can you just email that out, and then when we download it, we can grab it? And just, that'll be perfect. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, this PCF file is what you need.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, send me over that. I'll download the VPN and then access it that way.
It's on the web.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll summarize this exchange on Yammer so everybody can benefit. But just put that PCF file in this directory, and that should take care of your connectivity. This isn't easy. That's why I had a session scheduled just for connectivity. So we'll work it all out. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, Steve, this is Rose, and I can connect with you afterwards if you prefer, but I was following along until we get to the option where you put in the URL for the Hyperion connection, and then I didn't follow anything after that. So I'm not seeing the screen that you're showing on Smart View where you're actually connected and able to choose the different folders.
Okay. Does everybody see my screen now? It says installing Smart View and the Conduent logo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Rose, if you're in Excel.
Yeah, I'm in Excel.
You go to the Smart View sheet, or tab, I should say. Click on Options.
Yep, got that far.
Okay, you're going to need this URL, which
I think I have that too.
I can.
Oh, it's Workspace. It's not Smart View. So that URL, is that on Yammer as well?
I'm not sure. This file that I'm using is on Yammer. It's the Step 2 installing Smart View. I can email it to you real quick right now.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Hey, so sorry to interrupt, but I was wrong. Tarrytown also works. I must have done something wrong last time. So both Dallas and Tarrytown both work for me now.
Well, that's good. Okay, so once you get that, inside SmartView options, and I realize it's hard to listen, configure your PC, and watch mine. So.
Okay, I got there, and I was able to type it in the advanced option.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There. Just hit OK.
Mm-hmm.
And now the big moment. Click the panel icon on the far left.
Ah, okay, that's what I'm missing. Okay, there.
And shared connection should pop up.
Okay,
you see something like my...
Yep, trying to go there. Shared connections. Oh, you have to choose it. Gotcha.
Click it. My screen might be a little cluttered with history. And somewhere you should be prompted for your WinID and password.
Yep, okay, I got it. That's the piece I was missing. Okay.
Yep. And that's really, really our goal. So everybody's homework, and with my help, we'll all get there, is to get to this point where you can click Shared Connections.
Steve, this is Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone else had issues downloading SmartView and installing SmartView?
No. I mean, you
me?
had an issue on your laptop.
Yeah, and I've actually requested a new laptop, but it's on back order, so.
Yeah, I mean, you start getting involved with, versions of Excel and versions of Windows.
I've got to drop, so I'll try it this weekend. I'll give you a shout. Thank you.
I mean, this is all we're going to cover today. So everybody stay in touch, and we'll get everybody connected. For those that are still on, Rose, the next step. You see something that looks like this. Shared connections.
Yep, I'm there. Oh, there, and then Fusion Edition. Is that the one?
That's the one we're going to be using for planning, but yes.
Okay.
If you also use Essbase, that should also work for you.
Okay, now it's better. Now I can see something to click.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I'm in.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Steve, one question here. Do you have any document, like, as you said, we can also access the ASO conduit from this SmartView. So do we have any, tutorial kind of document with you how to access Essbase? I tried using that. I got all of the screen that you have right now. But to fetch the values, I couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got to the point where you clicked ASO conduit?
Yes.
Let's see, I think we might have to go one more level. You click ad hoc analysis down here.
Okay.
And that should bring in the dimensions.
Okay.
But to your point, we actually do have a Yammer group just for NFRP Essbase.
I have access to that. I'm there.
We do have one video on using SmartView that you might find useful. We can't really control I'm not sure it controls the order of the files here, but there it is.
Okay.
Well, that's installation. Let's see, I think we have another one. Here's some general tips on Essbase.
Okay. I think it's just the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one we went through with Lionel. He's quite expert in Essbase, and there are some nice features of SmartView. Like one of them is your formatting is preserved when you do queries, which people like.
Okay. Thanks.
Here's another well, this one I think is just installing A3.
I did that.
Yeah, so you're all set. So now that you have both, they both work. So I use A3, because we need it for MFRP,
No, no.
I can do a refresh, and that works just fine. SmartView and A3 can coexist.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments?
No. Good.
This is Rose again. I have a question, but not Hyperion, not the planning-related question. So for Essbase, let's say I have a spreadsheet, because I see that I can connect the Essbase through here. If I have an Essbase setup load or file, can I just connect through here and be able to refresh my data?
I would say yes. I mean, there may be some dimensions you might have to adjust, but
it should work.
It's just a newer version of the add-in. I guess can't hurt to try.
Sounds good. Thanks.
I don't do a lot with legacy Essbase templates, so I don't have any experience converting. But, Meghna, any comment? Okay, but give it a try. Yes, it should work. You should be fully able to use this add-in.
Yeah, trying won't hurt. You might need to adjust a few things because not everything is apples to apples from SmartView to A3 modeling. But yeah, dimensions basically adjust it and then refresh it. It should work.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
No, Steve, just I installed SmartView and playing around in ASO Conduent, but the connectivity works with SmartView too.
Great.
Yeah, just like you, I also use A3, so SmartView is a little bit of it's a little learning experience. I prefer A3 because I can just use the keyboard and get all my refreshes done.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just to recap, our goal is to get to this screen. Jonathan, Brett, I believe, I don't know for sure if your IDs are created yet. You could certainly, if you get this far, just simply try your WinID here. There's no harm in that. Okay, I'll just leave the line open for a few more minutes. Any other questions or comments? Yep.
All good.
All
right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.